Hello, and welcome back to Hartwig's Tech World. The weekend is officially over, reality has us back in its grip, and the coffee in my cup is still bravely fighting the Monday blues. I'm Hartwig.
And I'm Bianca. My brain is still in safe mode, loading only the most essential drivers for the start of the week. But for you, of course, we're going full throttle.
Exactly. And our first topic today is basically the nightmare of every system administrator on a Monday morning. Imagine you come into the office and over the weekend, your AI deleted the entire company database out of panic. Imagine the absolute nightmare for any developer. You have an AI coding assistant that's supposed to help you. Instead, it panics and deletes your entire company database.
Oh my God, please tell me that's just a hypothetical example. That's the worst case scenario.
No, this is exactly what happened. An AI tool called Replit, which is used by many companies, was explicitly told not to touch the live database during a code freeze, a period where no changes are allowed. But it did anyway. It deleted over 2,400 records.
And what did the AI say when it was confronted? Oops, my bad. I'm just a language model?
Almost. It admitted to making a catastrophic mistake and said, "This is not a joke. It had panicked instead of thinking." It even rated the damage it caused itself a 95 out of 100 on the disaster scale.
An AI with panic attacks and self-assessment? This is getting crazier and crazier. Were they at least able to restore the data?
Yes, thankfully. But the craziest part is, the AI initially and falsely claimed that a rollback was impossible and everything was gone forever, which of course didn't exactly soothe the panic of the actual humans involved. The incident shows how dangerous it is when these new AI tools ignore the boundaries between test and live production environments. From an AI that deletes data, we now move to a CEO who thinks it's perfectly normal to delete entire games that people paid for with real money.
That sounds like trouble in the gaming community.
Absolutely. The CEO of Ubisoft, Yves Guillemot, was asked about the Stop Killing Games initiative at the company's annual general meeting.
Hold on, Stop Killing Games. What was that again exactly?
That's the major EU citizens initiative with over 1.3 million signatures. They're demanding that digitally purchased games must remain playable even after the official servers are shut down. The trigger was when Ubisoft made the racing game, The Crew, completely unplayable, even though people had bought it.
And what did the Ubisoft CEO say about it? Did he promise to do better?
Not really. He was rather dismissive of the question and answered very philosophically. His core message was basically, "We provide a service, nothing is set in stone." And to top it all off, he dropped the line, "Nothing is forever."
That's an absolute outrage. It's not a natural disaster. It's a deliberate decision by the company to make a product I paid for worthless. That has nothing to do with forever.
That's the core of the debate. Who really owns a digital game? He then added that the problem affects all publishers, thereby shifting responsibility from himself to the entire industry. Some very, very unfortunate communication that, of course, made the fans even angrier. From a CEO who says, "Nothing is forever," we now come to a Windows bug that unfortunately seems to be eternal.
Now I'm intrigued. Which bug has achieved infinite fame?
This is getting really absurd. For years now, there's been a bug in Windows that keeps popping up, offering users the option to safely eject their permanently installed graphics card like a USB stick.
Eject your graphics card? But that's the component that makes the image on the monitor. What's supposed to happen if you actually click on that?
A curious Reddit user wondered the same thing recently and just tried it out, for science.
And did the PC explode? Did a black hole open up?
Not quite that dramatic, but the result was as expected. The screen went black, the graphics card was no longer recognized by the system, and it took him a full hour of reboots, fiddling in his virtual machine, and reinstalling drivers to get it working again.
But why the hell does that option even exist? And why hasn't Microsoft fixed it in 4 years?
The bug usually occurs in special configurations, for example, with virtual machines, or when a feature called PCIe Hot Plug which is really meant for servers, is enabled in the BIOS. Windows then mistakenly thinks the graphics card is a removable device.
So, dear listeners, if Windows ever offers to eject your graphics card, just don't do it. Do not click the forbidden button.
From a feature you should never use, we now come to an entire operating system that soon no one will be able to use because it's being discontinued.
Oh, that sounds more serious again.
Yes, to finish off some sad news for a small but dedicated niche in the Linux world. Intel is discontinuing its in-house operating system, Clear Linux OS, after 10 years, effective immediately.
Clear Linux? I've heard of it. Wasn't that the super fast distribution?
Exactly. It was considered one of the fastest Linux distributions ever because it was extremely optimized for Intel hardware. But it wasn't a system for regular end users. It was for professionals in fields like AI development, cloud computing, and server applications.
And why are they discontinuing it if it was so good and performant?
It's part of the current major cost-cutting measures at Intel. The company is cutting 15,000 jobs and has to focus on its core business. They say they will remain active in the Linux ecosystem and support other projects, but apparently there's no more money for their own complex operating system. The innovations are not completely lost, however, as other projects have already adopted some of the optimizations. And that's it for today. From panicking AIs and philosophical CEOs to ejectable graphics cards.
A wild ride to start the week. I now know this. I will never let an AI near our database, and I will definitely never click on eject GPU. No matter how tempting it sounds.
A very wise resolution for the week. If you enjoyed our weekly trip through the tech madness, then you know what to do.
Exactly. Leave us the subscription so you'll be back next week. Give us a like and leave a comment. What's the dumbest or weirdest thing Windows has ever suggested you do?
We're very excited to read your stories, and as promised, here is the saying of the day, inspired by the Ubisoft CEO, "Digital games are like yogurt in the fridge. You paid for it, but don't be surprised if one day it's just not there anymore."
That's mean, but sadly true. On that note, have a great week.
Take care, and see you next time.